Hi, I'm Fran Tarkenton, and this is Harry Curbo. Isn't he a nice-looking young man? Harry heads all of our social media up here. And here I am at my age. I know the power of the internet. I know the power of social media, and we leverage it here 24/7. It is so important for you people out there to leverage the technology that's available to us, the internet, social media, and I don't want to do it myself. I don't know how to do it myself. That's why I've got Harry here, and he's got a staff of people here, and we help small business entrepreneurs understand social media, how you can leverage social media, and we're going to talk about that here, but we also know that many of you don't want to do it yourself. You're busy. You're running your business. You're doing whatever your business is, and you're providing services and products and selling them and you want someone to do it for you. We'll show you how you can contact us, contact Harry directly, and we can do all the stuff that he's going to talk about for you. Now, tell me what is social media in your mind? Give me the parameters, the width, the depth of social media.
Well, I mean, I think that's really a big question to answer. You know, one of the favorite things that I've ever heard you say is that everything is marketing.
Yeah.
You know, and to me, everything is social media. I mean, word of mouth, how people perceive you, that's all social media. That all goes back into your perception. But for today, what we'll be talking about are the most established networks. So things like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. Those are primarily where we spend our time, and those are the ones that have the biggest audience. And I think as you're starting out, that's a really good place to establish yourself on those bigger networks where people already are. And then as you get your feet wet and learn more of what you're doing, you can try to branch out into those smaller niche
what we're talking about LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about Twitter.
Yep.
What other one would be in there with that group?
I'd say of the big ones, you've got those three,
and
you've
LinkedIn.
Also got Google Plus.
Yeah.
You've also got YouTube. Those are probably the biggest, most well-known networks.
But
right
what
now.
we leverage here, really, when you're leveraging our companies and me personally,
Mm-hmm.
you're leveraging Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah, LinkedIn, YouTube, Google Plus. That's
all
where
that
we
stuff.
do the majority of our work.
Right.
Yeah.
Why should a business do that? I mean, are they going to get it? How's that going to help their business?
I think the primary answer of why a business should do it is just because their competitors are. Other people that you're competing with, trying to capture mind share of your customers, are already on social media, and your customers are there too. And essentially, if you're not on social media, you're asking people to come to you and to find you, to seek you out on their own, and it's not a realistic expectation anymore.
All right. So if someone wants to set up a Facebook account or Twitter account,
Mm-hmm.
kind of go through how they do that, and what kind of results should they expect from that?
Well, it's really easy to set up, and you know, one of the things that I always keep in mind when I'm going through new social networks is that they're trying to make it as easy as possible because they want you to be on their network.
Yeah, they do.
You know, they want you to spend money advertising with them and use Facebook, use Twitter. So I mean, it's really, really easy to get started. All you have to do is go to whatever website it is, whether it's Facebook at facebook.com or Twitter at twitter.com. And right there on the homepage, they're going to have a call to action that's going to say, sign up for an account. And if you click on that, they'll walk you through the process.
All right.
It's
Do
really
they cost
easy
money
to
to sign up for an account?
No, they're free
It's
to
free.
sign up.
All of
Yeah.
it's free.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to those Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
on your own, sign up, and they do what?
They'll just go in and provide their information, set up their profile. You'll need to have things like a cover photo, a profile photo. Usually if it's a business, your logo works really well for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's really easy, really quick to set it up. And like you said, it's free, and that's another reason why a small business should be there, because it is free. It's one more place where somebody can find you and say, hey, that's a great idea, that's a great service, let me come spend some money with you.
It's free marketing.
Right, exactly.
It's free marketing.
Exactly.
It's like you don't have to buy an ad on radio or television, in which we don't have the money to do that anyway, or
Right.
newspaper ads. I'm
Right.
not sure all those things work, because this is the way the world is, right? It's all
Right.
on social media.
Yeah, and it's definitely moving from the traditional media of radio advertisements, of print advertisements, to social media. And you're seeing now, even if you have TV commercials, you've got the social media buttons in the lower right corner usually saying that, hey, follow me on Google+, follow me on Twitter. So it's where you need to be. I think it's the
Okay.
next thing that's coming as far as
Now,
advertising.
I know
Sorry,
with us, you could spend money to get people to come there, right? I mean, you could go to Twitter or Facebook and spend $50 a week or $50 a month or something.
Oh, yeah.
And if you, because I hear you talk about that, 50, 100, 150, not all the money in the world.
Right.
But what does that do for you? Now, you could do that. You could spend that amount of money on Twitter or Facebook or whatever these are. And what happens when you spend that money?
Well, let's take Twitter, for instance. So if you go in and advertise on Twitter, you can do two types of advertising. You can promote your account, which just means that when someone signs up for Twitter, they're prompted with people that they'd probably like to follow.
Yeah.
And then also, as you continue to sign on Twitter, Twitter will tailor those recommendations based on things that you seem to be interested in. So if you sponsor your account, there's a higher chance that that sponsored account will show up on a person who has liked relevant things.
Okay.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Definitely, it's helping you to find a targeted audience for your stuff. Same with promoted posts, which is the other option on Twitter.
Yep.
So if you have some great content, some timely content, I know we've done some things for you on different issues in the NFL that have come up. Then you can promote that post, and what that does is it makes it to where when people log in and they're looking at their timeline, which is all their different tweets from people that they're following, all the stuff that they could click on and look at, that promoted post is going to be at or near the top of that person's timeline. And again, it's doing it based on people's interests. So it's not just like, hey, everybody, here's what I'm doing. It's, hey, you who has said you're interested in this, this is what I'm doing along the lines of what you're interested in. And it really gives higher engagement. It can really do wonders for you.
All right. Here I am, start out small business or into the social media world.
Okay.
And don't understand, but I sign up, I get there. What should be my expectations? Should my expectations be that I'm going to have 5 people come and buy something off of there from me, or 10, or 1, or what should be my expectations?
As a small business owner, if you're just starting out, the main thing that we saw, and what I saw personally, was consistency over time is really where you win.
Yeah.
So, when you first start, I wouldn't go out and expect to put one post up on Facebook and all of a sudden have 1,000 likes and everybody sharing. The realistic expectation would be that your first post is not going to get very much.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows that you're there. Nobody's liked your page. Nobody's looking for your content. But as you continue to post over time and you find those trending topics and do great work on your content and your posts, that's when you'd expect to see a return. I don't. It's harder to measure results with social media, because a lot of the time it's a great picture that you put up that all of a sudden triggers something in someone's mind that, oh, well, that's a really great picture, and 3 or 4 steps in the decision-making process down the road, because they thought about you at that point, then they came and they bought something. It's hard to measure the results.
So it's a process, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a silver bullet.
Not a silver bullet,
It's
no.
part of a lot of things that you're doing.
Right.
But this gives you a reach that you've never had before.
Oh, yeah.
It's free. If you want to spend a little money to position, that's okay. Mm-hmm. And that will be money well spent. What are the biggest mistakes that people make in social media?
Well, I think because there are so many people that don't know anything about it, it's so intimidating to someone that, and there's so many voices on, hey, this is the best way to do it, or this is the best way to do it, post this many times a day, post at this time. I think the hardest thing for people and some of the biggest mistakes that they make is just trying to listen to everybody, trying to incorporate everything into what they're doing. And now, you definitely need to do your research. You need to read blog posts and talk to others who know what they're doing. and use that to formulate your first strategy. But you can't do that on the long term. What you have to do once you've looked at your strategy and once you've got your post going in a way that you'd like, look at the response to that.
Yeah.
Use the data that you can get from that and see, okay, I'm posting at 3 p.m. Eastern time. I'm getting a lot more interaction than when I post at 9:15 a.m. Eastern time. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to focus on putting my best content out on this particular network at this particular time. And if you do that, that's how you'll get the most bang for your buck. And then if you start to see a good response to that, that's when you can look at incorporating promoted posts or putting a little bit of money into something so that more people see it.
So it's like anything else in life. It's a process.
Oh, yeah.
It's a learning process, and we can be there to help you learn. Now, if somebody here wanted to have our help, and we invite you to do it, they could email you right here and give them your email address so we could give you some help.
It's H like Harry, and then Kerbo, so it's K-I-E-R, B like boy, O-W, at Tarkenton.com.
Tarkenton, Tarkenton.com.
Yep.
And email us in here. Harry will get the email and answer your questions and give you some direction on what you should go.
Oh yeah.
Now, what kind of things entrepreneurs should learn from this?
From using social media,
Yeah,
you mean
yeah,
like
yeah.
what do you mean, like where can they learn how to do it? Or
Yeah.
Well, I mean, another one of my favorite Fran quotes is, you learn from what you see, what you hear, and what you read. So go out and talk to people, go out and read things, and that will help you to learn. But then the best teacher is experience.
Is doing it.
Right.
I mean, the only way that you can be a good farmer is put your hands in the soil.
Exactly.
And really, we can get you information. Harry can help you out with that on a learning scale. Are there some tools that businesses can use that we haven't talked about?
Yeah, just as some quick sort of actionable things, there are really good, cheap content management tools. We use Hootsuite here in the office, and that's just H-O-O-T, and then suite like an office suite, S-U-I-T-E. Then you've also got TweetDeck, which is similar. Personally, I've used them both. I prefer Hootsuite, but it's just preference. Other things are native in the applications. Facebook is probably something that a lot of entrepreneurs will start with.
Yep.
And Facebook offers great analytical data for free through their Insights panel. I mean, and they've just updated it also. I can go in there now and I can see, okay, these are the people that saw your page last week. This is the number, and this is what time they're on your page. So, I mean, it's really, really great. There's a lot of stuff you can get from analyzing.
Your recommendation would be you need to be
right
on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Google Plus, maybe.
I don't know if everyone needs to be on that network, because it doesn't always make sense. And that's another part of the analysis and the experience.
Okay.
If I'm on LinkedIn and I'm spending 20, 30 minutes a day on LinkedIn and I'm seeing nothing, then there's probably not much point in me being on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Maybe I should focus on the other networks instead and see if that 30 minutes gets an increased return from Facebook or Twitter that I wasn't getting there. But it's definitely
So you should maybe do one at a time.
Yeah, and
develop it, or one or two in conjunction, maybe. Huh?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to go about it. Sit down and think, okay, this is the type of business that I have, and this is the type of content that I'm going to put out, and this medium allows me to share it the best. And it's thinking, it's talking, and then trying.
We're just at the beginning of this whole thing, too, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is going to get better and stronger and more powerful, and you should start the process of learning today.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, today. Email Harry. He'll help you. Give him the email address one more time.
It's H like Harry, and then Kerbo, K-I-E-B-O, or K-I-E-R-B-O-W, at Tarkenton.com.
Tarkento. And thank you very much, Harry. Thanks for being with us. We hope this has been of help to you. We'll look to see you next week. Thanks.